Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo. Welcome back to my channel. This is the solar return that I'm doing for Cancer. Happy birthday, Cancer. Happy solar return, Cancer. So it's for June 25th, 21st, 22nd. You know, it depends on the years that you're born, but like the 21st of June to July 21st, 22nd, 2017 to 2018. Okay, I pulled the cards like I've been doing in the solar returns to represent you in the tarot. And in the tarot, Cancer is represented like all the different signs by major arcana, minor arcana, and a court card. So the court card for Cancerians is the lovely Queen of Cups. Okay, this is a beautiful card. I love this deck. This is the Gilded Tarot. So that is the court card for you. And then in the major arcana, you have the High Priestess, which is actually the moon, which is your ruling planet. Okay, the High Priestess is often likened to that of the psychic or intuition, hidden secrets, knowledge that's kept within. And the number in the deck is a 2 for duality there. And then we also have the Chariot, which is number 7. The Chariot is Cancer in the tarot. Okay, the number 7 is a mystical number. Okay, and this card does represent victory at all costs and finding a separate self and fair dealings. Then in the minor arcana, you have the lovely 2 of Cups. Now, the 2 of Cups represents June 21st to July 1st. This is Venus and Cancer. And you can see here, it looks like 2 people have met or fallen in love. They're seeing things eye to eye. There's a spark between them. You know, in beautiful, calm waters there, but there's emotions. And an interwoven sharing of the cups, a giving and receiving. You know, not that one gave and the other took. And then with the 3 of Cups, because, you know, you're looking at the decanates here, this one represents July 2nd through July 11th, which is Mercury in Cancer. Mercury is commerce, it's transportation, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, communication. And this would be in Cancer, which Cancer does represent the home, the root system, what's loving and nurturing and caring. And this does look like a nice celebration and joyous emotions. And then with the 4 of Cups, this is July 11th to July 21st, which is the moon in Cancer, which is your ruling sign. So there's a lot of emotions around this, and you could see here that the cups are here and one is coming in. So the person is really emotionally thinking of something else, and that the 4 is an interplay with either grounding, stability, or things needing to stop, depending on how the cards would fall. But these are your cards in the tarot, as I like to share them with people, so that you could see what represents you depending on what your birthday is in your sign, but that these are the major arcana for you. Now let's see if I could shift this camera over without knocking everything over. I don't know if Ash is going to come here, Ash Kitty, and knock everything over, hopefully. I gave him a straw to play with to distract him. It's funny, he has all his cat toys, but he likes a straw. Okay, so before we get to the reading, we're going to look at some nice, wonderful things about Cancer. As you know, Cancer is known as, the glyph is the crab. And you know, a crab has a hard shell on it, but a soft interior that it protects itself with. And that's like the soft insides of the Cancerian people. They're very loving and sometimes can show a hard exterior. But you see how the claws go on a crab, and when they're faced with a situation, they move to the right, then they move to the left, then they move back before they move forward. That's very Cancerian. They kind of like go back and forth, but they like their home. They like to retreat to their home. Many Cancerians are homebodies, but of course it depends on your chart. But they'll go out a little bit and then they want to go back home. You know, they're not known to be very far from home for very long. They carry their homes on their back, right? A crab carries its home on its back, and whenever it's threatened or it feels a sense of danger, it retreats back into its home, into its shell. And wherever it goes, it carries its home with them. That is very much Cancerian. They're about the nurturer, the caregiver, the mother image. It's the 4th house, which is the mother, the root system, the home. and any ancestral roots that you have and carry. But it's usually the person who gave you loving, nurturing, and caring and protection in your early years, which could have been a mother figure, but it doesn't have to be a mom or a mother. It could have been a dad, an aunt, or an uncle, a grandparent, a abuela, you know, whatever you call that person, even a stepmom who was very close to you, or a stepdad, it doesn't matter. Gender is not specific anymore, and roles have changed. So in this time, whoever that was, that is the nurturing and caring. Now we know that you are a cardinal sign, a feminine sign, and a water sign. And your motto is I feel. It's all about emotions. It's the first of the mystical houses in the astrological wheel, and in the zodiac it is Cancer, is the first of the mystical houses, and it does deal with emotions. Your ruling planet is the moon. Also your glyph, you know, when you look at the glyph, besides its Cancer is the crab, you see these little two like circles joined together, you know, like that. Like, I'm trying to even do it, it looks spazzy, but I'm sorry. So what it represents is like two suns and two crescent moons together, or it looks like the claws of the crab, some people say. You know, it just depends on how you want to look at it. But with those pictographs, it's the human breasts, because it does rule, Cancer rules the breast and the stomach of the human body, okay? So when you look at those two crescent moons and the sun, the moon represents Cancer's desire to, you know, store memories and possessions, and the circles tied to the moons represent force and energy that is expressed through emotions and imagination. Your polar opposite is Capricorn, because, you know, Cancer is the home sign, the family sign. You seek close personal relationships and are happiest surrounded by family, or those things that are familiar to you, or people you love. With Capricornians, Capricorn, your opposite sign is that of reputation and public standing, you know, outward expression. And Capricorn natives are usually concerned with the image they project, and they search like power or fulfillment in the outside world, which is very opposite of Cancer, but you see you need that balance. My youngest son and his fiancée are that. He's Cancer, she's Capricorn, and they're the typical Cancerian and Capricornian. And it does also look at your digestive ailments too, with your body for nervousness. So keep that in mind. Your birthstone is the pearl. It changes bad fortune into good. And one of your likable traits is loyalty. Okay, so now you being this cardinal sign in Cancer, it's receptive, it's sensitive and imaginative. You're sympathetic and kind and emotional, and you possess an active, shrewd, and intuitive mind. Okay, and of course the water being the emotion. Now let's look at your decanates. The first 10 days are the first decanate, okay, as we had looked here, which is June 21st to June 30th. Your keyword is receptiveness. Your constellation is Canis Minor, the small dog who symbolizes reason. And although your planet ruler is the moon, your sub-ruler is also the moon, and that is the Two of Cups. Then the second 10 days, which is July 1st through July 11th, your keyword is intensity. You know, my son is a very intense individual. He's a sweetheart, but he has these deep, intense eyes. And you'll note that people with a Cancer ascendant usually have those deep set, watery eyes, or just pools. Their eyes are like pools that draw you in, like they see right through you, you know. But your keyword is intensity, and your constellation is Canis Major, the great dog companion to the mighty hunter Orion, okay, in Greek mythology, and he symbolizes triumph. But your planetary subruler is Pluto, which rules Scorpio now, and that's also a very deep, deep sign, very much like the Cancer energy. So this is the Three of Cups for that decanate. And then the third decanate, which is July 12th through the 22nd, your keyword is empathy, and your constellation is Argo Navis, the magical ship of adventure, placed in the heavens by Poseidon to be like a guide to travelers on the southern seas. And your planetary subruler is Neptune, so that's for the Four of Cups. So now you know a little bit about yourself in the tarot and the energy that it would exude. Let's get to your reading for the year. And hopefully you're going to have a beautiful year. Now remember, this is a one vibration, 2017. So this is one is initial change, starting something. Going forward, this is where you're coming into a new cycle. The last 10 years are over with Cancer, okay? And this is for Cancer-centric people, whether you're Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or North Node, or you have a lot of planets in Cancer. You're a Cancer-centric person, so this is for you as well, okay? So we're starting off with one of your cards. Look at this. We have the Three of Cups. And like we talked about with the Three of Cups before, we know this is July 2nd to 11th, so this is actually coming because these cards are going to represent 2 months at a time in the year. So this is our first one for June, July, and this is Mercury in Cancer. Now, Mercury is not in Cancer yet right now. It's transiting through Gemini right now. It's home planet, but it will be transiting your planet. Now, look at this. This is celebration here. This is something you've worked hard at. You put a lot of creative energy in. I always say the 3 is like the result of the choice that you made because you put the creative energy in this. But this is emotional success. This is like a harvest here. And though this isn't the time of year that typically represents harvest in our hemisphere, you know, or even other hemispheres, it's their winter is coming into play. But it is like a harvest time for them in the southern hemisphere, really. And this is Mercury in Cancer, so this is commerce. So for some of you, it is a good harvest for you. Like you've culminated something you've been working on since last year or the last few months. Because remember, the cycle from your last solar return is about ending and the new cycle is beginning. So there is time for celebration. So since it's in commerce, some of you may be getting the raise you've been waiting for, promotion, the job move, accolades and praise, a completed project that you worked very diligently with other people in your job or at school, whatever it is in your career. And for others, if it isn't about your career, because it isn't Cancer with the home, maybe there's some celebration going on at home. Maybe you're having someone in the family is a big birthday, an 80th birthday, or 60-year anniversary, or someone's renewing their vows. Graduations, weddings, birth announcements, delivery of a baby. See, these things happen a lot in this time period of this June, July period. But whatever this is a coming together of family, friends. Since we are looking at Cancer and Mercury, Mercury is siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins, neighbors, people close by, local jaunts, little weekend trips away, things like that, but it's Cancer. So it's something that's definitely got to do with either family, home, or whatever it is that gives you that feeling of being nurtured and protected. So for these couple of months, it's looking like it's a nice time to celebrate. And I know it's summer in the States. I don't know about, well, yeah, other countries, I don't know what they do in their autumn times or before their winter time if they have celebrations. But it is like you're sharing. This is sharing whatever it is that you're reaping the harvest of with people. There's a lot of grounded stability here. You're feeling empowered right now. But this was a collective effort, it feels like. And if it didn't involve your families, it could have been friends or people at school, if it's not your besties or whatever. Let me see what else we get from this card. Well, some of you, even they're saying, could get a nice car, a new car that you've been waiting for, because Mercury is transportation, and the Chariot does represent Cancer in the Tarot, in the majors, and that could be something with cars as well too. But it just even could be a nice vacation that you're planning and you're going away with family or friends. We've had this coming up in the last few readings too. But it is going to be like a feeling like something that you've been working hard at is progressing. So now if it's not making sense to you about that, if it's going to be at school or your health or a project you're working on, it's not complete yet, they're saying, but you've made great progress and you should feel emotional joy in that. Feel some bliss in it. Rejoice in the accomplishment that you've made so far with this. And then we have the Eight of Cups, way different energy, but still. We're looking at Saturn and Pisces. It's another water element for you, and a sister brother sign. Pisces, the third mystical house and the most mystical. Now we see that your pleasures are all here set aside. Everything in life that emotionally pleased you, whether it was a relationship, the money you're making, the way you feel loved, the way you feel cared for, nurtured, spiritually, the way you're feeling, everything is here for you. You feel like you've done it. See, we went from the 3, this is the 8. Now the 8 is that integrity and stability. There's a foundation set, but there's also great energy to make movement with courage. So it feels like whatever this here, the celebration is, let's say if you got the job, the MBA, the PhD, whatever it is that you've gotten, success in the way you've been getting that medical treatment, if you had like a cancer or a serious disease, or your exercise program is starting to work. Well, this card is saying it's time to move on. It's saying whatever it was that you did emotionally, you were satisfied with the time, but it's done with. You're looking to climb higher and reach new heights in your life. And I do see like these fertile mountains. I tell you, it looks like Hawaii to me, the Liki Highway. But you know, you do have water and earth. So we know there's something, but the water is very calm. You're making this decision in a calm state. You're not frantic and panicky, which is very important. You've decided that you're done with this. You're feeling fulfilled from it. It's satisfied you, but no longer. You are looking for something more that you want to be challenged by, some of you, or that you need to work at more. Because remember with Saturn, it is about integrity. It's a foundation. It is a paradigm. It is, you know, karma, Father Time. But it's about being responsible, okay, and resolute. And here, you're not feeling like you're challenged anymore. Many times in life, we reach a goal or an apex, and then we're looking for something more. So for whatever it is in any aspect of your life over those next 2 months, because we have June, July, August, September here, it's going to be like you're looking to be emotionally satisfied elsewhere. Now, if this is a relationship, then you're taking the next step, you know, whatever that is. You know, you just met, now you're going out on dates. So you've been dating a while, you're moving in together. Or you got engaged, or you're getting married. You're going to have a baby. See, even if you put it into a relationship. But with this here, it's like, for some of you, you're finished with something emotionally, you're looking for something more. And this is something that, look, you're grounded with the red around you, and you've got this green fertility. You've grown from this experience, whatever it is. So you are appreciative and grateful for what happened, but you're feeling now, you feel the courage to move on, that you have to be satisfied. You're just not satisfied anymore, and you're kind of turning your back on this situation. So for some of you, maybe you're going to leave the job, the school, the relationship, whatever it is, starting the new relationship, the new medical treatment, the new exercise program. You know, you've lost all that weight and now you're not losing anymore. You're at a plateau. You're looking to do something else. This is definitely, you're saying, it's time to move on. I'm done with this. I'm grateful for what it was. But now I'm ready to work on something else higher. And that's very Piscean, that higher realm, the higher spirituality. And now the Chariot is your first major arcana here, and this is your card. This is Cancer. Now, this is fair dealings in business or anything in life. Whatever your opposition is, they're saying to use integrity the way you handle the situation, having a calm, clear head, victory at all costs, and you can win this. But it is about you taking control. Who's driving? You're driving. You need to get your hands on the rein. You need to steer this thing. Okay, you can't let it drive itself. Sometimes Spirit will say, let me drive. And they'll tell you, I'm going to help you. But with this one, they're saying it's time to get a move on. Okay, I love all the astrological signs here and the glyphs here. And here we see the crescent moons here and the star. So we know there's some definite spiritual guidance going on here, but this is about you finding your separate self as well. The number 7 is like a lightning strike, so you have an epiphany here. You're making a stand for yourself and taking control, and there is something very mystical or magical or spiritual going on here with the number 7, especially with Cancer being the first house of the mystics. But you see, here on this deck, there's fertile ground on this deck. You know, again, with this fertility. Here, you see it was time of harvest. You ended something. It was time to clear the land. And here, it's fertile, but you're looking to climb to new heights. And that's very Capricornian, your opposite. It's about like really climbing the mountain. But we do have balanced energy here with the light and the dark. Let's see what else we have. And you're looking kind of determined there. You know? Now, you know that a chariot can be a bumpy ride. But this one looks like it's going to be smooth sailing. Now remember, don't be stubborn on something that's going on at this time. If you're butting heads with someone or a situation and things are not happening the way you want, that's when Spirit is saying, okay, we want you to forge ahead and take control, but if it's not working, you have to come up with a different way of looking at this, but always being fair and objective with your opponent or the situation, if the situation is your opponent. Okay, you want to keep that head from being stubborn, like I said, but really think it through in order to win. You may have to come up with a new strategy, whatever this is going on here in your life at that time. Because you have June, July, August, September, October, November. Alrighty, so you really need to look at this when the situation comes up. How can I be interdependent, okay, of this situation, person, place, or thing, and keep myself emotionally balanced and stable, being fair, but win? Wow, that's a challenge. But this is a major. So this is evolution going on here for your soul. But then you have the Six of Wands. All right, so this is Jupiter in Leo. Now, again, we've had this card. This is the 4th time in the last month. Spirit's really in a lot of our faces about this. For some of you, it's going to be great news coming, success, maybe come the outcome of here, whatever was going on, that you're ready to lead and go. And you're on your horse going, but look, you have a lot of people around you. Like I tell you, when you have people around you looking up to you, you need to take a lot of responsibility. You have to be always 100% responsible for everything that happens in your life. So if you're not driving or you're driving, it doesn't matter. You need to be 100% responsible. And here it's saying, these people are looking up to you. Be responsible here. They're asking you to lead them. So maybe you got the promotion, or someone asked you to take over the seat in your lodge, or something with your church that they ask you to step up to. Don't let it go to your head. They're saying that you're on your high horse. Just take it as being worthy of it, because you worked hard. You put a lot of energy into this, you see? And this is your crowning glory. So whatever this is, it's going to also bring you balance. If your energy's been drained, or you hit a slump, like you had no ideas, like here, you button heads because you had no idea. Well, this is it. This is like the news comes to you, the ideas come to you, inspiration, passion, and drive, so that you can move forward. But I like that the white horse is there too, because it does show a sense of purity there, and not that you did anything underhanded or without integrity, because we want to keep our integrity here. So definitely news about you going forward in something in your life. Now, I have to tell you, it's usually work or a social situation. Okay, if it is something to do with your health or a relationship, it could have been you had some difficulties going there, you're looking for something more, you've met someone else or worked something out with this person, and now the news came in for you that you know how to handle the situation, and this is the victory. Okay, this is, by the way, this is the victory here, and that there's balance and harmony again. And what did I say this was? This is Jupiter in Leo. So Jupiter is expansion, whatever this is, if it's in commerce, work, career, money, or business, whatever it is that you've been working on, Jupiter's bringing expansion and blessings. But with Leo, it's notoriety. So there is going to be some hard issues going on here, or getting to the heart of the matter about this, expanding, but showing some generosity, and like I said here, and love. That's very Leo. Love, okay? Generosity, compassion, and drive here, but it's blessing. So remember, when you get blessings, a lot of responsibility comes with that, and people are looking up to you at this time. And even if it's no one involved in this, it makes no sense, you have your own integrity, and Spirit is always there with you. They could be who's there cheering you on. Now, the Hierophant represents Taurus in the Tarot. Even though it's a major, it's number 5. Lots of energy going on here. Now, this again is kind of echoing something about being either stubborn or resolute, or somebody being imposing with you. The Hierophant usually represents an older structure in your life that is very much like government, church, state, your parents, the way they've raised you, and your tribe, your group, what they say, this is the way it's going to be, and it's been like this for eons and eons, and we want it to stay this way. This is the wisdom of the ages, but in an old paradigm, more of a patriarchal society, okay? And you've got this established knowledge here, okay? And you know that it's the way you were brought up, but it doesn't resonate with you, and it probably never did. It was like that jagged little pill that they forced you to swallow, a belief system they sold you on, but it wasn't your truth. So this card is talking about you finding a way, again with integrity. I'm going to tell you, Cancer, this year is going to be a lot of grounding growth for you. That's what I started to feel before the reading. There's grounding, stability, and integrity. Whether it's going to be challenging for you, you need to rise to the occasion, or it's going to be fortified for you. Because on one hand, this could be you making a stand for yourself, with respect for the ancient or respect for the old paradigms, the original structure. You know, how companies like Macy's and J.C. Penney's, they've been around for 75, 90 years, but they have to restructure once in a while. Otherwise, they're not going to grow with the new ways. This is this card. So for you, you'll honor and respect the tradition, but you are going to keep your integrity, but doing it your own way. And remember, don't be stubborn here. If this is you being forceful with a child, a relative, people at work, bend, 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 they're saying, because even the mighty oak must bend, lest it will break. Okay, be flexible here, okay? Respecting the old traditions, but embracing new traditions and keeping with the paradigm of structure and integrity, okay? Because the Hierophant is really spiritual matters here on earth, okay? So you want to grow yourself spiritually, but showing, like I said, some sort of love of yourself. Because if you live, your dogmas are based on other people's beliefs, how can you find your own truth? And it's not badgering anyone else's, but it is about you branching out on your own. You know, other families start new traditions. Things are not a husband and wife and children anymore. It could be two husbands, two wives, just a mother, just a father, a grandmother raising. You see, everything has changed. It's time. You know, and with this Piscean age we're still in before we enter Aquarian age, it is going to be that compassion, that healing and dissolution, okay? And that's what's going on here too for you. Then we have the Eight of Swords. Now this, I got to tell you, is pretty much going out to next year, because this card would be like that end period for April, May, I think. Because this is May 21st to 31st, and it is Jupiter in Gemini. Now, I see a pattern going on here of you walking away. There's going to be a lot of growth and integrity, like I said, and change. Many of you are either going to be changing schools, changing careers, or changing jobs. What you thought you were happy with, you're no longer going to be happy with, and you're going to find a new way for you to attack the situation and be successful. And you're going to be waiting for news, you know, and support around you. Build a support system and try and stay, like I said, with integrity without letting people from old paradigms or naysayers or people that are always negative getting in the way for you, because you're going to get trapped then in a way that you don't want to be trapped. Now, again, we have the water and the earth here, like in this card. But here our emotions were saying we need to go somewhere else. Here our mind is saying we need to be free. Now, again, we have the 8. You see this echoing energy here? Very opposite energy here. And it is, okay? Because one is Pisces, one is Gemini. And they are mutable signs, and they are their opposites. So what emotionally set you free to climb to new heights, and you have these challenges throughout your year, then you get to a point where you feel trapped mentally. So some of you may be faced with something, a paradox. Do I stay or do I go? Whether it's a relationship, a job, a career, something with school, do I buy that house or not? You know, this is the things that you're faced with. You're looking for expansion and growth, all right, because that's Jupiter, but it's in Gemini. So with Gemini, it is the mind of the body. So here you want to expand and be highly philosophical and broaden your horizons, foreign things to you, new things to you. And then Gemini is all about local things, family, like I said, siblings, aunts, uncles, local joints, neighborhood, and commerce. So for some of you, it's like you feel like you can't get out of this job. You can't break free from this relationship. You can't get rid of this illness. You feel like you're really being held captive here. But I like the fact that there's Jupiter, because you see here, you could take off the blindfold and set yourself free. You're not bound that tightly that you can't get out of this. And this is something between the earthly realm of matter and the spiritual realm when we have this, because Mercury is the earthly mind And Jupiter is the expanded mind of Sagittarius, which is the polarity there with Gemini. So boy, you have a year of a lot of growing to do. A lot of transitions are going to be taking place in your life. Maybe some of you are going to be relocating. You know, you're leaving the comforts of what you thought was your home and branching out to a new place, and you're feeling even trapped mentally, like I can't do this. You're frozen in fear. You don't know, I can't do this. Like your feet are stuck in the mud and you don't know how to get free of this. Well, Spirit is always there to guide you. And they're saying, follow your heart. Take off the blindfold. The answer is right there in front of you. This worry, doubt, suspicion, fear-based things, gossip, jealousy, and anything that you can muster up in your mind to stop you from that integrity, stop you from that new foundation, stop you from being courageous and moving forward, because that's that 8 energy, is the thing that you need to free yourself from. And know that you can. You can have victory at all costs. It's about you taking control. And taking control doesn't always mean that you have to push through aimlessly in life and hitting brick walls when the universe is saying not now. Taking control is also the mental realm. You need to keep, like get on the wagon. I tell you, you know, you fall off the wagon, get back on the wagon. Okay, I fell off the wagon. I'm not meditating. I'm thinking lack. I'm thinking negativity. Get back on the wagon. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Keep saying that and think of positive things for yourself, because your mind is what's playing games on you. And you being such an emotional being, once you're getting your head, it's very hard for you because you're feeling the strain going back and forth. And then you're going like this and that. You need to take action because that's innate in you. You want to make a quick choice, you know, after thinking about it. So remember to keep those thoughts clear, okay? Just no, let me just see, because I don't like the way that ended for you. Let me just flip the next card. Okay, good. So here you had to go through this for some growth. It's challenges for you because you, being Cancers, you don't want to step out of your safe and comfort zone. So you're going to leave yourself in a bad state, some of you, and some of you won't listen. Others of you will do something. I mean, and the thing is, this is going to repeat itself in your life if you don't deal with it now, because this is about growing for you. And then you have the 6. The 6 of Wands is saying, all those swords were sinking your own ship. Spirit was always there to guide you and steer the way. Things were rippling in your emotions. That's what's affecting you. Your mind was quivering in your emotions. That's not a good place for a Cancer to be. You want this 6 of balance and harmony again. That harmonic balance will lead you to clear waters, calm waters, forging ahead. And I'm going to tell you, some of you, you will be moving to very much out of your comfort zone, okay? You will be moving your family or your job or your school or changing your career or that relationship or that medical treatment where it was. Some of you, they're saying, even have a car or a boat that you're just so in love with you hate to let go of, and you know, you're vacillating with that. This is about you moving out of that situation and ahead. There is so much more for you, but you had to go through this because these swords all represent experiences in your life that you had to learn, because you weren't ready to for where you're going unless you went through this growth edge, especially with here with the Hierophant. This is a great challenge for you, okay, that you can rise above. So ending on that note, because with the, because I didn't want to leave it like that. I said, wow, this is really a big growing year for you. Very much so. And with the 6 of Swords, this is Mercury again in Aquarius. So it's something to do with a lot of you moving, because Mercury is all about moving. Communications, transportation, moving back and forth. You know, you could change your residence, change your job, because it's commerce too. And it's in Aquarius, that's that epiphany. That's your hopes, wishes, and dreams. So let's end it with that, Spirit saying, to get to your hopes, wishes, and dreams, there are going to be some things you're going to need to walk away from this year. But you can do it, and you can be victorious, and you can be happy. So I hope this does give you some help, guidance, and peace. I wish you a happy birthday, happy solar return. Thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful reading for our Cancerians. And as always, I wish you the best.